All right. Hi, Chie.
Hi.
I am very, very excited. Everybody was very excited when I told them. I kept the shush until like yesterday. I was like, so drum rolls. Are
Oh, you guys are so
we
sweet.
going
Oh,
to be? Yeah. So, for those of you who don't know, I know. You were the very first, very, very, very first member of Alice and Could Beat Dance.
mhm.
So this is a huge deal. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself? Introduce yourself.
Introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Chie. So I guess how it started was quite interesting because I don't know, you have to confirm with Alison about this, but I clearly remember the moment when she asked me to join was when we were working on different project, like for somebody else, some company,
Mhm.
and then we just had a little break, and then she was like, out of nowhere, she asked me, "Would you like to join?" Like, I'm thinking of like creating a company, and I'm like, interesting, okay. And she was like, yeah, like I really wanted to join. I was like, okay. Then that from there, she was working on Tintinaburi, the first
Mhm.
piece that she created, and I think she was just doing it as a solo in the beginning.
Yes.
And I remember when the DNA was still in Soho. Do you remember the studio?
Oh my God, yes. I have forgotten about, I mean, right now I forgot about all of the studios.
All the studios, right? I know.
All of the
Through this pandemic, I
studios.
know.
Like, but yes, I remember now.
Yeah, the DNA was still there, and then we rented the smallest studio in the DNA. And yeah, from there, she just created as a duet, and that was my
Yeah.
first piece.
So originally it was just the girl in yellow, now, and then you originated the part of the girl in black.
Yeah, I was a darkness, yes.
Oh my God.
Evil.
Yeah, well, they are going to perform actually that duet.
Oh,
Is it next weekend? Here,
cool.
or maybe, or this week? I can't remember, but now in September they're going to be performing that duet. Fiona and Nika are going to be performing that duet in New Hampshire, I think.
Let me guess. Fiona is in the black.
Fiona, no, Fiona is the girl in yellow.
Okay. Mika is the black one.
Yeah, and Nika's gonna be the girl in black. So this I'm gonna go backwards in a second, but this role, I I I was trying to think about it, but I think this is a role that made us call you the Beast. I think this is where your nickname originated.
You know, right? Who, like, I don't understand who started that.
I
Is it?
I've been really trying to like remember
I
because
know.
we were together for so like years and like so many things happened like this year. So I was like, ugh, when was it? This is what I think. I'm gonna have to like ask the other founding members and like we have to come to a consensus is when this
Mm,
started. But
mm.
I think it started when you perform Tintin in Melford
Uh-huh. Yeah.
because I remember, and I still remember, like I have like the clear picture. I remember that we were on in that stage, the dressing room is underneath, like a little bit underneath the
Mm,
stage. So
yeah.
you will go downstairs. And I remember when you were doing your solo, you were like going so hard that things started falling from the ceiling. And I think that's when we started calling you the Beast, because you like literally almost brought the theater down. Like,
Destroying the theater itself. Yeah.
yeah, you almost actually destroyed the theater. And that solo is like short. Thank goodness it was just like 30 seconds. Otherwise, sorry. Otherwise, it's like. I don't know if it will survive. That stage would not have survived.
I don't remember that moment. I don't
Well,
know.
you were on stage. We were
Yeah,
like underneath you, like with stuff falling on our heads.
thinking about I'm gonna die in here.
We're like, oh my God, should someone like go up and tell her to like easy up or something or like stop? I don't know. No, with nobody like it was safe. It was just hilarious, and
Yeah,
I think
that's just funny.
that's when we just decided to
Yeah,
start
totally.
going with the beast for almost like breaking the theater. So I, that is my opinion. Now, I might be wrong, and we're gonna have to like
We
make
have to find out where this is coming from. I don't
but
know.
that seems correct, and that seems like it should have happened then because that was like amazing. I
It's
I still remember like looking up. We were like, oh.
oh, this is coming down
He's
anytime
bringing
soon.
this theater down, like literally. So and it's so and that piece is so special because it was also the last piece you performed with us.
You are right. That's right.
I remember.
I do not remember that until you mentioned. You're right.
Yeah, it was the first and the last. Talk about full circle.
Ah, wow.
Yeah,
That's
I remember that last show. I mean, it's
oh
not that I didn't like the show. It's just like it was like
man.
we were like we're happy to perform, but we weren't happy that it was your last show. So we were like,
Yeah, that was memorable. Yeah, for sure. Mm,
yeah. So let's backtrack now that we got this whole Tintina bully. I mean, it really like marks so many like it's very important parts of your career with the company that it had to be like had a special section. Now let's backtrack.
uh,
So you were very first member of the company, and after that, more people started to join, and you started working on Inish Laken.
mm,
Remember who was next? Was that Jess or was who was next? Do you remember? I wasn't there, so I don't know. I
I
was like one of
cannot
the last
recall it.
ones.
I think it was Jess, must have been. I think so. Did you ask Lindsay about this? Because Lindsay was also because you did the interview already. No.
Yeah. Well, I forgot to ask her about this because
Ah,
you
okay.
were first, so I don't know if she will know who
I
was
would
next.
remember correctly. I think it was Jess and Lindsay. Then I think Stephanie maybe and Lauren around the same time. I'm not sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, because they were working at Joffrey, right? And that's
Yeah.
probably how they know, I think. But I'm not sure what's the timeline exact.
Yeah.
But also,
Everything else that is just people started like coming
yeah,
in, coming in, coming in, coming in. I was the last one of the founding members to
was it?
join.
Oh my God. I just still thought that like you are still like really beginning.
Well,
Uh,
it was the beginning. It was just a couple of months when after like
maybe
I
that's
started when I already joined, but still, I was the last one. Me and Alessandra.
that's right. Yeah, that's right.
They were, we were the last one to join, and then we kept that company for a while,
Right.
and then things started changing through
Yeah.
history. So you originated so many parts, so many roles. Is there one that was your favorite?
My favorite. That's a hard question, actually. Favorite to perform? Ah, wow, that's hard. Banshee is actually always, I like performing that piece. Um, yeah, and becoming another, probably.
Oh my God, that duet was everything.
Do you remember one of the
Remember?
rehearsals I hit my head?
Yes, and
One,
Irving was like Irving like felt like Oh my God, he was so worried. It was so sweet, but he was so worried, and you were okay because you're the beast. It was like the beast was fine, but but he was just like, oh, so worried. Like we felt worse for Irvin than you, and we obviously were worried for
Thank
you. We knew
God.
that you were fine.
Yeah, yeah. But
But
that
you
duet
guys
was
were
so
really going with like that duet. You guys, it was the same kind of thing when you were bringing the theater down. You were really going for that duet. It was just like we were all like this because it was like when you drop from his shoulder, you will really just drop. I was
yeah,
like,
like a full pulse, yeah.
yeah, full force. It wasn't not like, well, let's figure like, well, of course, let's figure out this lift, but let's like take it easy in this lift. Like, don't go too much because we don't want to hit your head. Nope.
Oh my God, nope. And just
No, no, just dive with your head first.
I know. I feel so bad to Irving too.
I know. I mean, it sounds bad because you were the one who hit your head, but we checked on you. You were fine, so
No,
I,
no,
that was the end of it.
yeah.
You were fine. If you say you're fine, you're fine. You wouldn't say you're fine if you weren't. But
Yeah.
you're smart, so you're like, she's fine. But
That's
Irving,
yeah. So I guess those two are my favorite to perform probably. Did I forget something? Because there are so many. I just feel
there's
like
so many. They're very, very
well,
like
accused. Yeah, accused is
when we
also another.
perform at the Jazz at Lincoln Center,
Yeah.
that was fierce. That was so, so good. I think that was the best performance.
Oh, that stage, Jesus,
I
it
know.
was so like it brought us like very weird like perspective because it's not a you know
As they
bigger setting theater. Yeah, so it's kind of weird to manage our spacing and then all that. But
But remember that we didn't know that it was going to open this
yeah, I know.
cycle, and then we enter and we were like,
Missed our head around.
where is front?
We saw like a Columbus circle so beautifully.
It was gorgeous,
Gorgeous, I know.
so beautiful. But that piece had so many like quick, fast chinnies and everything that that kind of like, where is front? Where is front? Where is front?
Exactly, you lost it, right? I'm like, where's pull them back?
Like, hopefully I'm stuck in front. Yes. But I think that was one of the best. I mean,
Yeah.
it was different. There's more variations after that.
Mm,
There's variations
so,
of the. It has a whole like first part now, so it's
yeah.
different.
Yeah.
But that was one of my favorite, and everybody was so powerful. It was like,
Boom, right?
well, that was one of the I forget the name of the festival to get booked to go places. Ah, that's the presenters festival. That was APAP. Am I
Ah,
hello?
yeah. Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Presenters, yeah. It was APAP. So in APAP, you have 5 minutes to like basically show who you are. I made the presenters want to hire you
Hire
for,
you, yeah.
like to go festivals, to tour. So it was like all hands on deck,
It's
full out. But it's always all hands on deck, full out. But that was like special.
yeah, true.
And what was the most challenging that you will say like, oh my God, I not, which is hard. I mean, I don't know. Do you have a piece that was like so challenging that you will like really take a deep breath before going on the stage?
Ah, mm, mm, well, no, but
No,
I think
I was like, I don't think so. But
but like physically demanding piece was actually in Shreken, I think. Don't you agree? It's a lot of fast movement, so much interaction of like, figure of the structure and all that. I
that piece is really hard. That piece is really hard. There's so much, and there's so many like very clear cannons and very clear unisons, and it's like and changes of directions, and also it's very cardio the last part when you're like jumping on that axe and then you're running and you're like finish. It's like I every time I finish a piece, I feel like a miracle, and that was the light come out, and it was like miracle, I
Oh,
did it.
you did it. Yeah, because you have to be very precise, of everything. So it's a little bit, it can be challenging in that sense. But besides that, emotionally challenging one, definitely accused, I think.
Yes, you did that first part, and you were the first. Yeah, you originated that role
See,
again.
yeah, that piece was, yeah, I don't know. I think I hit my head for that piece
Yeah.
too, one moment. I don't know, like, I think on stage, one of the performances, I don't remember which one. Yeah, I just went for it, and then yeah, it was. I just
Wait, wasn't that? I think I remember, but I thought no, no. I remember another time that you hit your head. I think that it was in Hood Nanny.
yes, that too. I think so many times I cannot remember which piece.
I think you
Yeah,
did
that
that
too.
jump, the double to jump to the floor, and then you.
Ah, yes, yes, you're right. Oh my god, you remember a lot of things. Yes.
Well, your moments were very memorable. And you had it like you had like
Yeah, no, no, I did remember.
uh,
Yeah.
it was never in the gray area. Whenever something like you did something or something happened to you, it was just like
Just it's,
massive and huge. So like of course I'm gonna remember.
yeah, that's right. And the food nanny, that's another piece. Physically demanding. That was a lot of. I mean, yes, there was a section, but I basically all of us are like on stage all the time. I felt like
Most of the time, yeah.
most of the time, right? I
It's in
think.
the entrances, but it was like we only exit so we could enter from somewhere else.
Yeah, I think that's yeah. Ali just makes a very physical demanding
A very
piece.
cardio. All
Cardio, very good.
pieces in general are very
Yeah,
cardio.
yeah, no, it is true. It is true. Mm-hmm.
Okay, last role question.
Mm-hmm.
Is were there one like role that it doesn't have to be a female role, it can be anything
Mm-hmm.
that you're like, oh, I wish I had done that role in my, all of the years of the company, that you really like that role, you're like, ooh, I love that role, but you never did it.
Oh, that's okay. I never thought about that. Oh my God, that's hard. Wow. Okay. I know. There's so many. I just,
It's so much work, so it's like
yeah. Um, what's yours?
mine. Damn it, I'm interviewing you. I was like, this is not fair. Hold on. I think a role, maybe the Banshee in Banshee.
Being Banshee. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because that's the only role I haven't done in Banshee. Because I've been the Dying Sister, I've been the Three Sisters, but I haven't been Banshee.
Banshee. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right. Huh. Maybe I want to be Dying Sister from Banshee.
Oh my God. Yeah, you never got a role that it was like just,
Yeah, fragile, like mellow, flowy, flowery, or one of those. I just never got that role, even though I think my personality is quite easygoing.
I mean,
But
you're not dramatic. You're like,
oh
yeah,
my
I guess
God,
in that way, you could say that. Maybe.
maybe I don't know. It's interesting, yeah. So yeah, true. All the roles I got was quite
They're all strong.
yeah. I know.
The-
I think Banshee, that's why I think I like it. Because Banshee was more like united sisterhood, little bit easier than other
I mean,
pieces.
it's hard, but it's like it's not as explosive
No,
in certain way. There's moments of tenderness
exactly. I
within
think
it.
that's why maybe I like it.
I mean, it's a beautiful piece. It's one of my favorites
I
too. Even
love
when like always like every time they say like we're gonna do Banshee, I'm like I just like start working on my calves because it has so many jumps.
oh, yeah.
I'm like calf rises, doing things. Like I start training for like jumping, jumping, jumping. Because the first thing that you do is like double attitude, huge jump. I mean, you enter, you run, double attitude.
You just double to jump. Yeah, that's it.
That's how
You
it
keep going,
starts.
hopping like a rabbit.
It's like the whole thing is jump. So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I love it because I love jumping, but
Mm.
yeah,
It's
that's definitely.
yeah.
I love that piece. But yeah, I would like to be the Banshee, and you'll be the dying sister.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I need the three boys that we like the three male dancers that we have now.
Mhm.
They can be the three brothers.
Wait, they're gonna do it, or you're?
I'm just
No,
like
you can
thinking
say
it out. I'm like, since we are like making a whole new thing, I'll be the Banshee, you will be the dying sister, and you have three brothers.
pretty cool though when you think about it. Why not?
I'm like, I mean, you're all the way in Sweden. I'm over here. We're good. We can make up whatever.
We can make like whatever we want, right? Yeah,
In our imagination, there's room for everything.
that's where the creation happens.
So
It's
when you left the company, you were moving to where you are now, right?
Mhm.
You were moving to Sweden.
Mhm.
And you moved to Sweden because your Stefan, your husband, got a job there, right?
Exactly.
So how is this new life?
Mm. It's definitely a huge challenge and change of dynamic of New York itself, of course, right? It's the one of the biggest city in the world. Coming into here is even not even Stockholm. It's a very small city here. So the beginning, the first year was really depressing, I think. Also, like I lost the sense of community, like where I belonged it to, right? New York, everything was about, I had like my dance families, and of course friends, but like besides all that, like art itself, there's not so much sense in here.
Hmm.
So that's really I realize that it's so important to have it surrounded by me. And people just said like, you should create your own, but like, again, it's not that easy because if you don't have people around you to create that together, then you cannot do it your own. So
Right,
that's
yeah.
mostly
That's one of the things of New York is like you need dancers.
it's just
They're,
there for you.
they're right there.
Handful, yeah. And here is very completely opposite. And if I wanna get something out of it, I have to go to Copenhagen, which is just a train ride, like 15 minutes or so. I can access, but still, it's not the same. So yeah, that's the tough part. And now that it's like third year, like I think since I moved, yes, yeah, September, it's a third year now. Yeah. Things are getting better, I think.
I mean, you guys are doing great with like all of this COVID, and you guys are doing really good.
Oh, COVID
So
is like, yeah, we are very lucky, and I'm so grateful that we could like keep going what we were doing. So it wasn't like we didn't have lockdown, we didn't have any sort of like restriction. Yeah, I mean, in
just
terms of like restaurants, cafe, everything was open. Yeah, sure, keep the distance away, but like we don't wear masks anyway. We
we
don't wear.
were a mask dancing, like our last project that we did dancing like last week. We wore a mask. and we were dancing. And you know, like we already established that all the pieces are cardio.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So yeah, it's a challenge. I like, yeah, there
Yeah,
is the pros, big pros of where you are in the small town.
no, I know. I think it's a privilege that, like, we didn't need to stop. So everything is super normal, I would say. And then people behave very normal. Like nothing is really bothering them, as I feel. But yeah, so it's okay for the COVID part. But in general, yeah, I miss dancing. I miss seeing dance as well. Also, like
Mhm.
music, theater, just everything, Just it's not by me. And it's hard because being a dancer whole life and not having that part of me is a bit yeah, it's a little sad reality. But let's see what's gonna happen. So
Yeah, there's who knows what's gonna happen if 2020 has taught us anything.
anything
I
exactly.
have absolutely no idea, no clue of what's gonna happen next.
I know. It is so true. Yeah. Mm.
Maybe I'll be there. Who knows? I'm like, ooh, a small town in Sweden sounds really good right now. With no restrictions. I don't have to wear this big silly mask. I mean, I am very, very like mask everywhere. And like my hands, I don't know how my skin has survived to
Yeah.
all of the watching and like I I think I survived just because I do more watching than like hand sanitizer, so
Okay,
it's
so
not
yeah.
helpful.
Mm.
But yeah, I'll trade for like a month. I wouldn't mind. I'm like,
Yeah. I know. Yeah,
but
New York
yeah,
has been really hit really hard. So
yeah.
yeah, I was worried about all of you guys. It's
We've been
hard.
very lucky. Like we've been okay, and
Yeah.
you know, just but you're not like you or yourself are okay, but you see everything around you, and it's just you
Mm-hmm.
can't just be like, oh, nothing is happening because I didn't get sick.
Yeah.
That's not
That doesn't. Yeah.
you
No,
know
I know.
not
Mm.
how it works. That's it's a community, like like this city, this whole city is a community. So if one goes down, it ripples to all of us. It's but it's okay. We're going out of it now. We're pulling out. We did our work. We all were very good, and
Yeah.
now we're pulling out. But anyway, this has been definitely a highlight. I was like
Of your morning.
my morning. I was like, this is a good way to start my morning. Now I can go to teach and everything. But I want to thank you
Yeah.
for
Thank you so much.
for agreeing to do this, for answering all my questions. Uh, yeah, no, I miss you. I miss you.
Oh, I
Uh,
miss you.
we must do a. I guess right now all we can do is a Zoom reunion, but
Zoom
let's
reunion.
do a Zoom reunion because so many memories. I mean,
Oh.
we barely touched the surface of all of the memories that we have together. We have way
You remember more than I did. So funny.
well. I don't know. It like it always like I guess it always shocked me like and it was always like so memorable and I always
Vivid, right?
but as I always looked up to all of you so much. I learned so much from all of you. So I was always like in full awareness trying to like learn and absorb all of like the amazing artists that we had. And I mean we have amazing artists now too. But that was my beginning, so I was like a little sponge. So anything that happened, I was like, must hold on
Absolutely.
to that.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you, Pierre.
Thank you so much.
It was awesome.
Oh,
I hope you have a good rest of your week.
thank
Hope we
you.
can at some point see each other.
Yes, let's do that Zoom reunion.
But in the meanwhile, let's do a Zoom reunion.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Very, very good. Well, have
Awesome.
a nice day.
Thank you.
I will see
Bye.
you soon. Okay.